in spelling.
Yes, we're back. We're back online. Might as well get this shit started, huh?
Yeah, let's get it started.
Yeah. How's your week been?
School started, so
Ew.
no, I like it though. I'm tired though.
Yeah. Has it already been like hella stuff?
Yes, and like I guess the stress of like getting in the right, starting in like a good start, you know.
What are your classes?
So I'm taking an ethics studies class.
Ew. You
Ethics
already
class.
are here.
Ethics class.
You're gonna pass it.
I'm here,
Yeah.
you know. So that's actually like an interesting one because he's a cool professor.
Yeah.
Old ass dude.
Sounds very gay. I think Trump is gonna get rid of it when he cuts DEI. He's gonna get rid of ethics too.
Damn,
Some
bro.
gay libtard
Right, you have to
shit.
hit me with some politics right now.
I'm just warning you. I'm just warning you.
And then I'm taking what else am I taking? Oh, I'm taking art sculpture too.
Sculpture too.
Yeah.
So am I gonna get another?
You might get your face. I might sculpt your face, bro.
My face.
Yeah, instead of my face.
The nose is gonna break off because that's just too long.
That's part of the art, though. It's gonna be the Italian piece. Broken nose.
You're gonna paint it green, white, and red.
Nah, bro. That's kind of like.
You can do that for yours too.
That's kind of cringy. And then I'm also taking math, Calc 2.
Ew.
And I'm taking C++ class. Which both classes are pretty chill.
The C++ classes.
Yeah, all my professors I like.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what I think. I think that's the only thing. Like, I think everyone should strive is enjoying your professors, because then you kind of hate school when your professors hate.
Nah, nothing's worse than having like a whack fucking teacher. Like,
It's
the whole
like-
point of having a teacher is having someone that you could go to be able to like further your
Because
education.
my other math teacher last semester, I had him, and like literally, if anyone asked him a question, he would just give you this like sassy ass fucking attitude, be like, "Oh, you didn't know this? Like we already learned this. We went over this like a while ago. Like damn, you're like calling you a dumbass."
So now, fucking dick.
So now, like I'm a little trauma bond though. So like I was like someone asked like a really like kind of a stupid question in math, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that person. So, a lot of work upcoming with weeks. But
I've never had a arrogant professor like that.
There's
That's
so an arrogant minority. It's so fucking like crazy.
like just some fucking like these fucking comp site of you for asking what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
To pay to.
They should pay. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fun.
But like I like going. It's a little productive. Feels like I'm getting my life together.
That's good.
Puzzle piece by puzzle.
Yeah. Puzzle pieces. It's a lot.
Exciting. So.
Decision making skills, but my impulse control really doesn't help me at times. But just dealing with that. Also, I had to deal with something really, really stupid at my job. I work as a server at an Italian restaurant in Aliso Viejo.
Yo, can we pull out the
wait, it's in there. It's in there. Relax.
Oh,
it's in there. Yeah. I put it in
shit.
there. I had to deal with something really, really stupid. Something that doesn't really affect me, but at the same time, really disappoints me.
I don't think the words you can describe it more than the picture does, you know? So I think we should just pull up the picture.
I mean, we could get into it already.
Where's it at? Is it in local?
Yeah, it's in local.
Okay. Because you're a local guy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's right in local.
Yeah, I pulled up the whole thing so people can see it.
That's insane, bro. So, okay, now you can go. Now you can read You have to read this, bro.
Yeah.
You have to read this.
Well, so and like I said, I work at a Italian restaurant called Trattoria Trullo. I like it. It's my favorite industry job that I've had in 8 years. I get treated with kindness and respect at the restaurant. The chef is really good. The food is really, really good. And I don't really have any problems working there, you know. And at this point in my career in this industry, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of, you know, dick sucking and whatnot. So I've learned to clock in and clock out and just do my job. Other people's problems are other people's problems, but I'm not gonna get fired over other people's drama and other people's bullshit. That's what I've learned, especially from a really good job. That being said, I mentioned to one or two of my staff members that I have HIV when we were talking about the Trump healthcare cuts, how Trump cutting healthcare puts me at risk since I need to take Biktarvy to pretty much exist and not fucking die of AIDS, which isn't a big deal. I take it every single day. I'm untransmissible. I've been for the past, you know, almost year now, and I plan to stay that way until I die at 90 years old. I'll probably live maybe 1 or 2 years less than I should have if I didn't have it, and that's with no medical advances in the next 70 years, right? I thought it wasn't a big deal. It's 2025. It's like disclosing that you have high blood pressure. At least I thought, but apparently we live in a more ignorant society than I thought. I would have expected this if I said this in a third world country or like Italy or something, because Italy's a third world country. But I was really, really disappointed to see this comment. Or are you gonna say something?
I want to like the comment says stuff. Says it like by itself, you know.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So, 2 stars on Yelp 6 hours ago, and this was
like two days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. And
the homie Jen.
With one review, only one review posted ever, being this review from Elisa Viejo, says food was all right. Nothing went wrong, really. It was the unprofessionalism of the people working here that made me decide I won't return. 2 of the servers were gossiping loudly near the tables about how one of the male servers and how he had HIV/AIDS. Correction, I don't have fucking AIDS. If I had AIDS, I shouldn't be working at the restaurant because that would be a a potential health risk if, you know, if I cut myself and, you know, if I have, you know, viral load count that's in the, you know, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, yes, that is a potential health risk. I do not have AIDS. My viral load count is like 10 right now. It's super, super, super low. It's untransmissible. But yeah, they put how he has HIV/AIDS and shouldn't be allowed to work there because of his condition. They were saying all sorts of things about his personal life. It was disgusting to hear some of the things that they were saying about him, and I feel very badly for him and anyone else who has to work with them. Bella ciao. There are better restaurants with people less. F and the general manager, we need to talk to you. I'm in business like I always do. And F and the general manager, we need to talk to you. I'm like, what did I do? They told me, they're like, oh, just so that you know, like 100%. And then they comment. Yeah. And at first I read it and I thought that it was saying that like I said it, guest, and I guess like, ew, like I don't want to hear about that, right? So at first I thought I was in. Then I reread it and I realized that the comment is saying that other people said that about, which I've suggested it a bit. I've realizes that I'm the only my server is like, oh, he's the server who has HIV/AIDS, right?
Yeah.
So very fucking whack. Fortunately, we're working to get this shit taken down, and I don't know if there was actually even coworkers talking shit about me, or if this was posted on a burner account, because you don't post stuff like this.
No, first of all, no, I don't think it's a burner account, because like she has her face, you know, like.
Not, but I mean, like who the fuck is that? Like, I don't know who that is.
I think that was a customer that heard someone talking about you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone's burner account that decided to say that, because if this was actually an issue, you don't post this on Yelp. If this arises, if you overhear something like that, you go directly to the GM or you go directly to the owner of the restaurant to be like, hey, I heard your staff members say this about another staff member. It made me feel uncomfortable. Can you please address it? You don't fucking post it on Yelp for everyone to see, right? Because, wow, you're really protecting me by airing out to every single fucking person who now goes on the Yelp review page of the restaurant that I work at, and now everyone knows, oh, the guy server, that if you scroll one comment under this, there's literally a comment that says, oh, we were helped by an Italian gentleman with a bunch of tattoos. Food was really good. Boom, next comment, this one. Oh, the guy server has HIV. Motherfucker, like...
Like, I get it. Like, I know it's, like, a very personal thing. And, like, yeah, like, you shouldn't comment this at Yelp. But a lot of people view this as a posting of, like, this is, like, what the staff is doing and stuff like that.
But this is no better than doing the gossiping. This is no better than doing the gossiping, because you're doing the exact same thing that you're accusing them of doing.
It's just, I feel like a lot of people view as Yelp as like their little weapon that they can say everything. And yeah, like maybe this was true. And potentially they should have done the appropriate thing of like getting the manager and stuff like that, rather than like posting the like all the things. But at the same time,
the more that I think about it, I think that this was an inside thing.
Why would anyone like?
I just
don't understand. It doesn't.
I think that is someone who no longer works at the restaurant who posted this.
It's not clear to me why someone would like personally.
Me neither. But I think it's because someone is salty that they lost their job here.
Damn, a little conspiracy theory.
That's where I'm at.
Okay, so if someone is salty, and they didn't they could have said. They wanted someone else to get fired, not you, because they could have said, "Hey, that mail server said this."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it could easily have said, "Hey, the mail server just said he had HIV and AIDS."
Yeah.
So it wasn't directly at you.
But like I'm the one who takes the hit, because like you don't mention what the other servers look like who are talking shit, but you're the one posting my shit on fucking blast, and now I'm the one who takes the hit. And not only that, as the guy server who works at this restaurant, you're taking away my clientele. You're taking money out of my pocket, because people are going to see this comment and they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to go to this restaurant. I still fucking work here. Those are tables that should be sitting in my section and money that should be going in my pocket that is no longer going to go into my fucking pocket for you doing this little help or this little kindness post out of your fucking heart. You know, you're taking money out of our pockets, and that shit pisses me off.
Yeah, no, that is, that's crazy. I didn't think of it like the way you said, like, hey, it's like to hurt someone, like, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But it especially because, like, it's something very personal.
It's
like,
so irresponsible.
Yeah.
Like, that's, that's the part that I don't understand. And let's say, because at first I thought people were talking shit, but then I thought about it, and it's just like, this post is just so irresponsible, it just seems like a hit piece to me.
Yeah.
That's my opinion is.
To someone else that, like, whoever's gonna get, like, fired,
yeah,
it probably, like, hey, the person who may have done this understands, like, hey, maybe this person, like, will look bad if, or maybe they're the ones who, like, heard about it.
Yeah.
They're, like, one of the other ones. They're like, hey, let me post that. Like, let me post this part, get this person in trouble, too.
Yeah. I don't know. It just really irritates me. And plus, if they, and let's say they actually were talking shit, if they have any legitimate health concerns, the fact that they would go behind my back to talk shit to someone else rather than to ask me about how it works and have any actual, insightful questions or critiques about it, which I'm more than happy to explain. It's one of the reasons that I try and be open about my status. But on the other hand, sometimes when you're too open, you get assholes who post dumb fucking shit on Yelp and, risk, your jobs. I'm lucky that I work at a workplace where they support me and they are on my side about this shit. But there are other places that will say, oh, you shouldn't have mentioned that at the workplace, and they'll fucking fire you. So it's very frustrating that in 2025, we still have to deal with stuff like this. I try and be open and honest with people about who I am and my life experiences, but let's just say that I'm gonna be sticking to my politics on this site, because this was kind of like a breach in trust. Like this is I feel like stabbed in the back that someone used my condition to get their point across. The thing fell on you. Just set it on the ground because I have a nail in there. Okay, that's fine. That someone used my condition to strategically undermine the restaurant or other staff members. My fucking condition shouldn't stay out of your fucking mouth. Unless you're talking to me, you should not be talking about that shit with other fucking people because it does not concern you.
Yeah. I mean, to conclude, it's like, at worst, like, if you would have said this, then, like, of course you're a dumbass. Like, you're saying this shit, like, out loud to, like, for people to like, hear, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, and then it's awkward, too, because I had, like, 1 or 2 tables these past 2 days who were, like, a little too nice to me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And so, like, it's a really awkward feeling, too, because it's like, people check, people look at these reviews, and it's like, I don't want people to treat me differently because of this. Like, I'm still a piece of shit. I'm still an asshole. You should treat me as such. Like, you don't have to be all fucking fit, like, extra nice to me. What?
Did they tip you a little more?
Nah.
Oh, damn. That's where it matters, though.
It's the consistent 22%.
Consistent 22%, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, I was like, that was definitely an interesting couple weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, 1 week. This
last week, too, was a pretty...
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, a couple weeks,
Yeah.
This
is the universe. This is the universe telling me to fucking stop with that dumb shit. But as long as I don't have Grindr on my phone, I don't make bad decisions. So I feel in control of my issues, but I just can't be honest with other people, and it's a shame, If you want to hear my actual opinions, you'll have to turn on the stream, or else you don't get to hear it anymore, because people have lost that privilege. You guys have lost the privilege of getting to know and listen to the legit and genuine version of myself. Fuck y'all. If y'all gonna do shit like this, fuck all of you,
I think there's a time and place, and I think that work isn't the time and place.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's just disappointing because, I try and go into work and I treat everyone like, like they're my friends. I try and establish, like, close connections with people, and, it's just disappointing because I really do try and, treat people who I'm around like good friends.
Are like genuine friends, though. You can't just view that and just be like, oh, everyone's like that. No, like, the connections you made, for the most part, aside from, like, 1 or 2 people, like, they're probably genuine connections.
Yeah.
So don't view it that not such. I mean, like, obviously at work, don't be saying stuff like this. Yeah. Or don't even, like, try to go too personal. Yeah. But, like, if you're out of work, like, who cares? Like, you can be yourself. Yeah. And stuff like that. But yeah. That's a very lovely weekend.
Yeah.
Week. So
shout out to Chef Marco for Joe Cook for being on my side with this shit and supporting me through this. It doesn't faze me personally. It's just disappointing. But it's nice to work somewhere where I feel like they have my back, that they haven't, they haven't been like, oh, like it's your fault for even like mentioning it. They didn't say anything like that. They just said, like this is unacceptable.
Yeah, no. That's like it isn't your fault, to be honest. To mention it.
So fun fact. When I worked at the Hilton, right when I got it, I think I told one of my coworkers just because it was like immediately after I got it.
It was like a shocking.
Yeah. And the HR lady came up to me and she's like, oh, like someone said that like you had like HIV, and I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, you can't talk about that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why not? I'm not talking about it in front of one of our guests. It's like, who the fuck are you to say I can't talk about it? I thought that was hella disrespectful. I was like, so, thank you, Jill and Marco, for not being like that, for not telling me to shut up about, who I am and my stuff, right? If I want to talk about absolutely everything, as long as it's not vulgar, as long as I'm not talking about, like, I don't know, like sex or, like, nasty shit like that, I should be allowed to talk about that stuff at work. I shouldn't be told to be quiet about something like that. Like, I think that's ridiculous. So, definitely, a breath of fresh air to have people who support,
I was about to say
rather than just tell me to shut up about it. So
I was about to say, you've never had like a support system like in higher management the way that the current chef and the GM,
because it's not that high. There's only fucking 8 people in the restaurant, so it's like
the people that pay sign your checks. Like I've you worked at a lot of restaurants.
And I thought I was the problem. I've been through so much abuse working at these fucking shitty fucking restaurants that it makes me feel like I'm the shitty employee, But for the first time, it's like I work at a place which respects the skills that I have and supports me, and it's like I make them a lot of money. I make myself a lot of money. We have a good thing going. But other places, they just want to tear you down. They don't let you be yourself, or have your own, personality when you serve. Nothing is worse than going to a restaurant and having some fucking lame ass server, some fucking square, like. So it's
figuratively whipped so long that now that.
But I never break though. I'll just tell them to go fuck themselves and go find another job. That's my problem, But I work at places where I actually get treated with respect, and I enjoy it now. So it's
good to have
a big
that
difference.
System, though.
Yeah,
that's good. That's solid.
Yeah. You could go back to local. I mean, we still have.
I thought that was it for
no.
To be honest, like I tried scrolling and there's like
very first one above. I should have switched the
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just small. It's all good. I'm blind too.
You're good.
Los Juntos Suegros?
Juntos Seguros.
Oh, my Spanish is dusty right now, bro.
Oh my God.
If this was code, I'll code you this right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is the website you've been telling me about. Right?
Yes. So we found a website which allows you to report ICE sightings by typing in the address of the sighting, as well as being able to see where ICE is currently at on the map. So share this with people that share this with your community, so that they could use this to.
Yeah.
Why don't you pull the thing out more?
Because like that's all it falls because of.
No, like the little like ledge thing.
Oh, it does more. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
For a long time, I was using this ledge for that amount of capacity that I have.
I thought you were doing it on purpose.
No,
I was
bro.
like, yeah.
That's all right. That made my job a little better.
Yeah. Improving your quality of life.
By the inch, yeah.
Yeah, by 2 inches.
Okay, so let's just put okay, so I'll put our zip code 92 Newport Beach right here because we live in Newport Beach.
Oh, you live in Newport Beach.
That's the only zip code I know. That's all.
92627.
No, I don't know that. Okay, it's a little laggy, but oh shit. So what's Searching areas. Okay. So
I haven't really navigated the site yet, but
no, but like right here it tells you reports right here, however long ago, the location, and like additional information, which is like super helpful, you know, especially like if they get you in a spot that has like in a spot where you can't like U-turn or anything like that. This is a super helpful resource to like tell them to back off.
you should do 92627.
Alright. Okay.
I mean, Newport Beach, like, I don't think they're doing as many ice.
They are. I mean, cause like.
Costa Mesa, yeah.
Yep, and like.
No sightings yet.
No sightings, bro.
I mean, granted, like,
no.
this is a pretty new app, you know.
Yeah, because there was a sighting in the Costa Mesa DMV. They were like stopping every other car, but like realistically, they're only stopping beaners.
Yeah.
Like if your car is raggedy and you're brown as hell, they're stopping your ass.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop a white ass person, even if they're.
It's a waste of their time.
They're immigrants too.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, they're not gonna stop my dad. Like.
Exactly.
My mom told me that shit. I was like, "You're stupid." Like, she's like, "You're not worried about your dad because he has a green card." I'm like, "No."
No, they're not gonna stop your dad.
They're not gonna stop my fucking dad. Like.
Yeah, because my mom knows a lot. Like, it was a person that got stopped in these ones.
Yeah.
Currently, and they were like, and she's citizen. She's she's an American citizen, but her English isn't great. So she was trying to tell him, "Hey, I'm an American citizen." You know what they said?
What?
But this one lady, she said, "I doubt it," and then they sent her to the fucking van.
Seriously?
Yeah, bro.
That's how they work. They're literally fascists.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck. Like, they could not. They're just racist. Like,
yeah, they're discriminating.
Just
Yeah, they're discriminating just because of our. They're fucking all brown too. Fucking
ice agents. All the fucking ice agents. Fucking first and second gen fucking. I hate those fuckers. If you're an ICE agent, you're like a legit Nazi. Like, fuck you. Like.
Yeah. And, it also gives you like a picture.
Yeah, you could. So like, if you post stuff on here, like you could post like the picture of it, like where the intersection is or where the stop is and stuff like that. Obviously, this is a new app. They recently posted this, but if more and more people start using it
over the time, it's gonna be popping. Like a lot of like reports. This is.
I'll definitely post it on my Instagram as well. Yeah. I do need to do I was going to do a full Instagram post on my story talking about, like, what documents you should bring with you and how to, like, avoid this shit and getting in contact with, like, a lawyer.
Yeah. So, guys, this is indeed a resource we can take and use for our own advantage.
And then, speaking of the military-industrial complex, we have the Anduril building here in Costa Mesa. It's fucking massive. So it's like by like IKEA.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
across from like Hooters, like across the street from Hooters.
Oh, where
like
on
the other side of
the furniture place is at the Vans.
Yeah, like that area.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anduril is one of the largest defense contractors in the United States. They're the ones who are taking about 25%, not Anduril directly, but just defense contractors are taking about 25% of our tax dollars. Recently, Anduril, they keep growing and growing and growing and growing. They're one of the fastest growing defense contractors in all of the United States, and we house them here in Costa Mesa, unfortunately. Yeah, they bring jobs, but who the fuck cares about jobs when they're just burning our taxpayer dollars? And not only that, eventually, who gives a fuck about jobs? Everything is going to be run by technology anyways. So this myth of job creation, that job creation is important, that Jeff Bezos is a good person because he brings jobs to people. It's all fucking horseshit. What matters is the impact that these jobs and this work has on our greater society. And making bombs and tanks and guns and shit is not good. We're not trying to expand our air and missile defense capacities, which I know is going to go straight to fucking Israel and all these other fucking countries. So Yeah, sick. And that's it for local, really.
Interesting local news this week.
Yeah.
Nevertheless.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's not that much going on locally other than just
there's always a couple things every now and then.
ice raids and ice raids and ice raids.
We're gonna consistently report those, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I don't know if I put anything in here. I forgot to fucking type something in here. But for legislation, obviously, ICE in Texas and all these communities that have a really large Latino population. So continue to protest, continue to raise hell for these fucking people, continue to make life hell for ICE agents, and continue to post on media sites like the website we posted, as well as your socials.
And you know what's crazy, what's kind of funny, is ICE has reported that a lot of people, that they're annoyed that a lot of immigrants know their rights.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's funny how they want you to, how like the right wing media wants you to like see ICE as like the victim of America's job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, have you seen like the Fox News like how they're trying to explain how ICE is like doing a good job, and even this one lady didn't even believe what she was saying. She was like, "Oh, I don't believe that ICE agents should deport pregnant moms," and she's like straight up from Fox. It's like, oh, and then the other co-hosts.
But it's happening.
Yeah, when it's happening, it's like even certain people.
You can't say it. Shut up. You can't say that. We're on air right now.
Yeah. So it's just like, dude, like no. Fuck
or
that.
like Jesse Waters, who fucking went against who was like, oh, like you shouldn't get like paternal leave, and then he had his kid and was like, wow, like I was so happy that I got like a month off from work after having my kid. Well, you went like 2 months ago, you were like, wow, you shouldn't be allowed to have that, and now you have your fucking kid and you're like, oh, actually paternal leave is a good thing. These fuckers will just say anything. These people like
and realize
they're empty. Like they have nothing going on in their head. Like I don't understand how people can operate on such like how people can just like say things they don't believe in.
It's only one thing that explains that is the money.
Yeah,
it's the money. Is
like, even still, like I don't care how much fucking money
some
you offer
lose
me.
Their
it's
values,
like
though. They
over
lose
time,
their values
time, like it's like it's like
it's a means
little by little. The closer they get to power, the more of themselves they're willing to give away. Which is why the way we structure capitalism and our hierarchies in society leads to the most soulless, worthless fucking people running our world. You know why we have such empty politicians and such fucking corrupt and shit fucking CEOs and whatnot is because the closer you power to get, the more of your soul you have to sell. So the system that we have is it's a merit-based system for the most morally bankrupt people. If you have a moral compass, it's hard to succeed in this system. If you don't have a moral compass, fuck it, just kill everyone and just make as much money as you can and just lie in front of TV, you know, so.
Yeah, no, the wealth gap is very unnatural, and it's something like where a lot of people, like a lot of rich folks see that and they have a sense of power, and, you know, they just need to be brought down to reality at this point and say, hey, like.
In a cell.
They're gonna what?
In a cell.
Yeah.
Brought down to reality in a little cage. So they know what it's like to put other people in cages. In the wagey cagey. Put Jeff Bezos in the wagey cagey. Have you seen the wagey cagey? Look it up. The Amazon wagey cagey. You haven't seen it?
Can you describe it before I like look at it?
Nah, I can't describe it. You have to. I want to see.
This one?
No, this one.
Bro, that's submerged.
That's the wagey cagey.
Wagecation 9,000.
And this was like an actual patent that was like made for like the person would sit on top of the robot in this cage and then like move the robot around as they're inside of the cage so that they wouldn't get hit by like a box or something when they're in the warehouse.
Oh shit, for the like productivity, huh? Like it increases your time efficiency type shit.
Yeah, and that's all Amazon gives a fuck about. They'll just let people die and just
You
have
think
the
they got
worst
a
quality of life.
You think they got a piss bag?
Probably.
They're not
it's
like
probably just a tube. It's probably just a tube.
Like a little piss bag like a condom. It's a condom that's connected to you in like a piss bag.
Yeah, well, yeah, they probably have it like go down your leg, and they probably connect it to the robot, and the heat produced from your piss further powers the robot. So it's actually green energy in a way.
Emergency bathroom I often ignored. I like that one. Oh, that's hella funny. Yeah. The wagey cagey, bro.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. I like that. I like that. That's the only way to go.
As an ex-Amazon employee yourself, you should be able to appreciate such ingenuity,
dude,
and efficiency.
Did I ever tell you that they would always get mad at me for going to the bathroom? Like more than like twice. And I would always just go to the bathroom because I'm kind of bored and I don't want to be doing this shit.
Yeah.
And it's so big, like nobody like really like the only way they track you is by like these handheld devices they have, and then like every time you like scan like a food item,
fire you for having a small bladder.
Yeah, because I used to work at the groceries, the cold groceries, so like it'd be cold as hell. And then, like, every time you scan, like, it updates in their system, like, what you've, like, what's your rate, what, like, how fast you're going and shit.
Damn, what was your rate?
Dude, it was so slow.
You're, like bottom 20%.
Like, dude, like, I thought I was quick with it, too. But it was, so the highest is, like average is like 60 to 80. Like good is like 90 and above. Like 110 is like really good.
Maui.
Oh, Maui should be Maui.
Yeah, she dropped a bone.
Yeah, and then I was guess my rating after all that.
Like 30.
Yeah, 32.
32.
I was zooming, dude. But yeah.
Damn, and I'm over here sitting waiting for my package one extra day because you want to take your fucking sweet ass time and use the restroom. Unbelievable.
You're welcome. Your package got to you.
That's good.
Delivered,
That's good.
Yeah, so, but yeah, we're I don't even know where we're at.
Statewide, yeah.
On to statewide bit. Alright. Is, what, we're going to talk about, Edison, I see.
Start at the top.
So can you just describe what we're gonna?
The lawsuit is accusing.
Not ready.
Forgot I wasn't putting them on the whole time. Well, we haven't watched anything, so
I just like you just
forgot. Oh, come on.
It's not...
We know the Edison companies don't have standards that happen and current president, and even the more buildings that collapse, the more bridges that fall down. So yeah, get ready for more of fun news like this.
No, let's start that.
Fire in Altadena. SoCal Edison claims it's still too early to determine the cause. Fox 11's Austin Westfall live with more. Austin.
Just click it once.
Alex, although Edison is still investigating, those who are bringing the suit say that they are confident that they're the ones to blame. We didn't only hear from attorneys today. We also heard from folks who have lost everything.
Like a small screen today.
Whole life was there. I ain't done nothing to nobody.
Over the decades, Walt Butler has become a figurehead in Altadena. The former track star is known for his support of local youth, but now his home and his classic car collection are gone.
It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm sorry, but it's not fair.
Southern California Edison started the Eaton fire, and we're here to get justice and hold them accountable.
That's attorney Doug Boxer, and he, along with the group LA Fire Justice, put together this 3D model of Altadena. It's using surveillance footage and witness testimony, and they say it pinpoints the Eaton fire's origin. How confident are you that Edison started this?
So in the years I've been doing this, along with my litigating partner, this evidence is pretty clear cut.
At this point in time, no one knows what started the Eaton fire. The investigation is at a very early stage.
SoCal Edison says it's working with investigators to determine whether their equipment is at fault. They can't say how long it'll take for a definitive answer, though. In a separate lawsuit, attorney Jay Edelson releasing this video last week showing an apparent spark at a transmission tower right before fire spread.
We will continue to investigate the involvement of SCE's equipment.
I hope
Boxer
they get sued,
questions
and I
why
hope
that
that all the
transmission
people
tower
who lost their shit, who aren't fucking Hollywood millionaires and billionaires, get their fucking money back. Like the people in Altadena and all that stuff. Yeah, you know, Edison makes millions and billions of dollars off our electric bills, but when they fuck up and destroy 5% of the houses in LA, well, that's sick.
The full screen.
That's sick. Well done. Did you use the keyboard? What'd you do?
I don't know, bro. I just got it to work.
Oh, that's sick. Now that we're done with the video,
Yeah, I'm a good.
just do an escape and then full screen.
Yeah.
There we go. But yeah, hopefully the lawsuit goes, and hopefully they have to pay out these families that fucking lost everything.
And deserve to be paid out, especially without any resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear that the people from Altadena, like their camp? I heard this in the radio actually. Their camp.
The radio?
Yeah. I'll be listening to the radio now.
AM radio.
AM radio during my school on my morning drive, so you know it's nice and early.
Damn, that's crazy.
They said that they're gonna move their camps because like wherever they're at, they're not like it's not. I think it's not permanent, so like they like have to move. So like all their stuff and all their belongings have to go with them to like a spot closer to Altadena, but still like it must feel like shit like moving to like camped up camp, you know, like nomads instead of having their own home.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's being homeless in LA.
Homeless,
you know. And plus, it just rained too, so they probably got rained on and shit, and it's not fun.
Not fun at all. So you know, we'll definitely keep this updated how the lawsuit goes.
Yeah, well, maybe in like 5 years we'll report like that there's a $20 million settlement that each family is gonna receive like $500 or something like that. You know,
$500.
We'll see.
Yeah. Especially in the early stages of this, takes forever. On to the...
Also, there's blackouts, again, responsible by Edison and PG&E, you know, just their lack of regulations, just leading to people not having energy, you know.
The governor's desk is to approve $50 million to defend the state's progressive policies from the Trump administration. The legislation sets aside $25 million for the State Department of Justice to fight legal battles against the federal government. Another $25 million is for legal groups to defend immigrants facing...
I feel like we can get a little better.
Yeah, 360 is perfect.
Yeah. Proposals one approval.
Yeah, look at how much it's loaded.
It was fucking so bad, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, let me put it back a little bit.
Republican.
Alright.
The legislation sets aside $25 million for the State Department of Justice.
Now we're in 2017.
Battles against the federal government. Another $25 million is for legal groups to defend immigrants facing possible deportation. The proposals won approval on party line votes after Assembly Democrats delayed an expected vote last week. Republican opponents called the plan a political stunt that diverted time from wildfires and the climbing costs of living in the state.
So what does this plan implement if it passes?
It's just like legal funds for people who get, who are like in the process of getting deported and stuff like that. Just using money to fund lawyers and resources for people to be able to go to if they do, have to deal with this shit. This was mentioned, we covered it either last week or 2 weeks ago where it said it got denied, but I'm pretty sure that they try to push it through again and it got accepted. And this is where I want my money to go. I want my money to go to things that help human beings who live in my communities, rather than making bombs and guns and shit. This actually helps human beings rather than kills human beings. So I'm all for this. Obviously they are my tax dollars, but this is where my tax dollars should be going. So it's good that here in California we're able to take certain measures, but it's still sad because still hundreds and hundreds of people are still getting deported here, even in California. So
do you think this is enough money to
enough? No,
right? No. So to the lucky few, it's well needed,
Yeah. No amount is ever enough
to displace your home and stuff.
More than that, just like it's just as long as we have wealth inequality in America or in the world, like it will never be enough money until billionaires decide to redistribute their wealth. And when is that gonna happen?
You mean trillionaires?
Well, soon, not yet, but soon.
Soon, no. It's good to see some positive things, at least.
Here in California,
yeah.
A lot of other people have it a lot worse, but it's still shit here if you're an illegal immigrant. Like,
yeah, you're still like pretty scared and living with fear every day. Like for the next 4 years minimum is not a mentally also not a healthy way to live.
Yeah. No, you fucking. I put them in order just for you to skip them.
I'm a good co-host. What can I say, dude?
So, one of AOC's old aides, Saikat Chakrabarti, is going to be running against Nancy Pelosi in the primaries, which is a great opportunity to displace super long-term running politician Nancy Pelosi, the number one stock and options trader in all of the United States, Nancy Pelosi. The way that we start to impact a little bit more our local elections, and don't get me wrong, I've been saying that elections are simply a way to slow down fascism and improve things little by little rather than the big changes that are needed for our society at this point. But there's still ways to improve society, and supporting people who are gonna oust these lifetime politicians and whatnot, and putting young people in there who have new ideas. And although I don't expect them to restructure American society by electing one or two politicians, to put more progressive and more intelligent people into our system is always a good thing, especially when you replace fucking old monsters like Nancy Pelosi, taxpayer dollars and stock options and whatnot, while buying all these healthcare stocks while COVID is ripping through the country and whatnot. These people just see these things as opportunities to make money. So let's get them the fuck out of here. And primaries are the best way to do so. People feel frustrated when they get the choices of Joe Biden versus Donald Trump as their election, but that it only gets to that point because we allow the primaries to be dictated by the biggest donors, which tend to be your Joe Bidens and Pelosi's and whatnot. So support your candidates in the primaries who might not have as much funding but are a lot more progressive than some of these old dinosaurs. So
Do you think she has a chance in challenging Nancy Pelosi?
He. I don't know. I'm not sure. Hopefully. But I mean, honestly though, like with lobbying and the way that everything is funded by whoever has the biggest bag in this country, it makes it almost impossible for people who are more grassroots to really challenge in political office at this point. We kind of lost after Citizens United, it's pretty much become impossible for your average person to run and become, a political candidate, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we should still try. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try.
No. This is something that has to be fought consistently, eventually.
Yeah. And the good thing is that money can buy votes, but eventually as society gets worse and worse and worse, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on, having the same candidates continue to go into power. Eventually people are going to get fed up with shitty governance. You can go to the next thing.
Let's go. I'm gonna be honest, almost like when I see the protest, the only song I can hear is like Soy Mexicano y es mi bandera. It's going like in my
Puro Santa Fe Clan.
Yeah. It's really, that's all like they post in like the protest.
Hey, I love Santa Fe Clan.
Yeah.
We've seen many of the non-student protesters
And
continue
that kind of music.
In fact, the final few just
conservatives hate that stuff.
It's like,
yeah.
I understand it, but yet it's so Mexican.
Who like just the sight of Tornillo will piss off any conservative.
I hope so. I very much hope so. It gets them mad.
With a tiny little Mexican gangster that's all tattooed, singing like that.
I hope it gets them boiling red.
Yeah.
Especially how sensitive white people can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was like a white person, like someone posted in Houston, like in the freeway, where like they had like the Nazi flag, and they were like, "Make America white again," with like just the Nazi ass flag after everyone.
Normal, Trump supporters.
The one person, but like there's many more people that believe those ideas,
and a lot of much smarter people who believe those ideas, who don't fly the Nazi flags everywhere, who go into your local offices and vote for conservative policies and make the country more Nazi by hiding their power levels. Let's just say.
Those are scary people.
Yeah.
Those are scary
Left
people.
about a little more than an hour ago when the rain started to come down, but I'll tell you, throughout the evening, everybody's fear, anxiety, and frustration was just palpable. For the fourth night in a row, police on loudspeakers declared an unlawful assembly at a downtown LA protest, ordering everyone to disperse.
Walk out the sidewalk, leave the area.
It came after yet another busy day of gatherings in Los Angeles and around the country, many protesting the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, others part of the 50 States 50 Protests one-day movement designed to fight fascism.
We're here to protest against ICE and Trump for deporting our families.
Protesters in front of LA City Hall waved flags, played music, and spoke out.
As a person who has the honor to have been born here, because my parents sacrificed their lives to cross the border for me to have a better education, I feel like we have to fight against all these injustices because my parents are not criminals.
Students also took to the streets.
So who's leading? The kids are. I don't even know what the plan is.
Do you know about Immigration Day?
Day?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
So Immigration Day, I just remember this. Like a lot of people, I believe Monday, didn't go to school, and there was like teachers.
Is this Monday?
Yeah, this Monday.
Oh, really?
They didn't go to school, and like a very Hispanic-based high school.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 400 people, 500 people in total. There was like 100 of them that went to school. because of how much like the Hispanic community really impacts.
I wouldn't go. Any excuse not to go to school. They could say it's fucking like I don't know like. So you could say it's Trump Day. I'm not going to school. Like I'm just trying not to go to school. Like I'm.
Yeah. So it's just there's also you couldn't go to Starbucks, Target, or buy Coca-Cola.
Yeah. No Coca-Cola.
Only Pepsi.
Mexican Day and no Coca-Cola.
Pepsi, bro. Pepsi. Like people were like buying Pepsi instead.
Well, that's stupid. That's fucking stupid. It's probably owned by like the same, not the same company, but like
they're not owned by the same.
But like net worth is like the same. The amount of horseshit ingredients they put is the same.
Yes.
But yeah, don't shop at Starbucks. Go to a local coffee shop if you can. Support local business. Yeah, Starbucks sucks. It's full of sugar. Like it's all fucking. Ugh.
Yeah. So Immigration Day. I know a lot of protests are in Anaheim, Santa Ana, LA, where else? I feel like those are like the main ones though. Anaheim and Santa Ana close to us. I think there's gonna be one soon again.
Mm-hmm.
But it was I believe it was.
I'll be sure not to go to school.
It was yesterday that they've been doing these.
That's good.
Anaheim and Santa Ana. I think it was Tuesday.
That's good.
Yeah, so.
Cause as much social disruption as you can. Don't just break shit for the sake of breaking shit.
If you went in Huntington, that'd be kind of insane.
Well, they'll kill them.
Yeah.
They'll fucking kill them.
Yeah, especially like the HB cops will literally join in and like ICE immigration, bro.
I remember Hannah showed me the videos of the White Lives Matter protest. No, not the White Lives, the one before that. Like right when COVID happened at Huntington Beach. She went there.
Yeah, no, that's the White Lives one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because I thought thought there was like the anti-COVID one, and then there was the White Lives Matter in a or maybe I don't know. The same shit. Same people went like. Yeah. And she was showing me like the videos of those fucking freaks over there fucking carrying around like knives and fucking brass knuckles and shit to like fuck up anyone with like a pride flag or like I don't know like 18-year-old high school kids like showing up and being like, hey, it's okay to be like brown and these freaks are like get out of our country, you know, like.
Oh, but that's peaceful protesting, right?
Oh yeah, that's peaceful, right? You know, yelling at people, harassing them, threatening them, you know, that's peaceful.
Kill them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, like we're doing it peacefully, you know. So it's and the cops looking the other way. You know?
Cops love that shit. They're probably off duty, showing up.
Immigrants' ass, bro.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, taking off their uniforms and shit.
Taking off their uniform and just beating people's ass.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't be surprised. What? That's like standard practice. I know of a specific instance where I've heard that happen.
And my jobs are like.
Wait, what?
When you're talking about like recently, what you just said, like I heard a particular part.
What do you mean you heard a particular part?
What you just said that you heard someone say that.
Oh.
That's why I was like, when I heard it at that time too, my jobs were like.
Oh, you said it. Okay, yeah. I thought you said my job, but you said my jaw. What do you mean your job?
Yeah, so. Yeah, like, I know there's, at least a couple more, like, riots coming up, so it's nice seeing people not, like, just, like, stand there.
Yeah, turn on your webcams, talk shit, fucking, you know, be involved. That's the biggest thing. If everyone gets involved, eventually, you know, part of the reason I have like this platform too is that I want everyone who takes 5-10 minutes out of their day to do something political to have it be organized eventually. You know, like I said, we want to do something where we get to create a platform and connect all people who are protesting and have a political agenda, who want to make the world a better place and be able to unite people and use their power to, you know, to have a united front to do good.
Damn, someone in the chat says that they love you.
I love them too.
Let's go. Alright.
Faked me out.
San Fernando police were called to Cesar Chavez learning academies when a large group of students walked out in protest.
The goal here is to make sure these students are safe.
Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Unified School District is hosting a series of educational events for families.
You know, there's a lot of fear out there in the community. This is a district that's over 70% Latino, a lot of immigrant families, and we just wanted to make sure that students understood their rights, so did their families, so did educators.
LAUSD board member Nick Melvoin says the district is seeing lower attendance this week.
And that's one of the reasons we're letting the community know that schools are safe places.
With emotions running high and no...
It's sad that this leads to less people going to school. Like, this...
It's not, at the end of the day, that isn't the end goal, you know, it's to gain education, to, like, get a better life, and you have to protest.
Yeah.
Rather than protesting, which we like definitely need to protest.
I mean, not only does it suck that people are getting deported, but the direct result is that less United States born kids are going to school. Kids are less educated now because of Trump's policies, whether he likes it or not. And that's before he even touches the Department of Education.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that shit.
Yeah, no, it's a two-way sword, you know.
Yeah.
On this.
Keep protesting, and let's primary people like Nancy Pelosi. Be aware of how to primary, because that's, you know, the primaries are where we really choose who becomes our president or our governor. And a lot of people are not involved in primaries. They don't pay attention to them. Primaries are exponentially more important than the presidential election. So be involved in that.
Short and sweet.
Super, super simple. I really like, you know, I'll be repeating myself for a lot of this shit as we do, you know, every single week.
Like, consistently, like that. At one point, we're gonna be like, damn, how many times have we like reset?
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get the point across, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal.
It start at
Yeah, I saw.
40 seconds.
I saw. Don't worry, I'll be
Okay,
good.
sweet.
Removed legal recognition for trans people, barred them from the military, scrapped diversity programs, and cut transition aid for minors.
We know from scripture and from nature that men are men and women...
Oh, from nature and scripture, the things we should be basing our society off of, not fucking science, right?
What is nature, though?
Nature is a nebulous concept that dumb fucking conservatives who know nothing about science will use to justify their worldview without actually examining what they believe in.
Yeah.
People who use the nature argument are saying that things are the way they are because that is the way they are. It is a self-referential justification for their beliefs. It's what cowards say who are afraid to have their worldviews be impacted or get changed. Appeal to nature is one of the biggest logical fallacies there are. If you hear anyone ever appeal to nature, it is a logical fallacy. You know that this person is not using reason, is not using science when they say nature is why there are two genders or whatever the fuck, you know, so.
are women and men cannot become women.
Transgender issues have been very polarizing for Americans for quite a long time now. There's a real push among conservatives to crack down on diversity policies and to crack down on a lot of things that tangentially involve transgender people, but also things that are aimed specifically at them. And that's what we've seen from Donald Trump with some of these executive orders.
Trans issues were once a niche debate, but today they're at the heart of America's cultural.
And with trans people in the media has an effect on these policies.
The culture wars, as they're called, have been a fixture of American politics for probably decades at this point. Since then, we've seen conservatives move on to transgender issues as sort of the next frontier of the debate. And we've seen the sort of polarization we expect from American politics.
Why should me and other women like me have to put up with competing against men or having men in our locker room?
Run faster. Run faster, fucking loser. I don't give a shit. Fucking get better. My argument against this group of people in this person's sports is make it like boxing. Make it like every other
like categories.
Yeah, well, it should be categorized by hormone level as well as, weight or height, right? If you're a boxer, even if I fight against Brock Lesnar, do you think that's a fair fight? Quita el teléfono, fool.
I'm checking a message. You're good, yeah.
I'm trying to converse with you, fool.
You're conversing with the camera.
No, I don't like that. I'm talking to you.
Okay. But yeah.
Because or else it gets stale.
Do you think, what's her name? The one on the right?
I don't know.
Do you think she's ever met someone that's transgender?
Probably not. None of these people do. If you know anything about trans women, you know that they're like even weaker than like cisgender women when it comes to like biologically.
Yeah.
Like there's some people who will, they'll just say they're women who have put no effort into their transition, and those people, it's like, yeah, obviously, like you're just being stupid, right? Like, or they're at the very, very beginning of their transition and haven't been, given any access to things that can allow them to do their transition and whatnot. But for sports, if I fight against Brock Lesnar, that's not a fair fight, right? There should be weight categories and there should be hormone categories. If I fight someone who takes HGH and test and all these other steroids, that's not a fair fight for me hormonally, right? We shouldn't base our sports off of what chromosomes you have. It should be based off of hormone levels, because that's what truly impacts athleticism.
The hormone level. How can you, like, what's a high hormone, what's like a low hormone, like what's considered like a...
Well, so like, let's say like right now, like I have like a normal amount of testosterone, right? Yeah. Let's say I go and I fight Brock Lesnar, who takes HGH and testosterone. His testosterone level will be 3-4 times my testosterone level because he takes it artificially, right? So the argument shouldn't be, trans women competing in women's sports is an issue. The issue is making sports fair for all people. There's plenty of trans women who physically compare and have the same hormone levels as cisgender women. There's plenty of cisgender women who have more testosterone in their bodies than they have estrogen. There's that one Olympic runner who got criticized at the Olympics because she had crazy high testosterone levels, but she had XX chromosomes, so she competed with the rest of the girls, and people were like, oh, like that's not fair and this and that. But if you believe that trans people and cisgender people shouldn't compete in the same sports, you're also pro having such big indifferences in sports, because you're not addressing the correct issue. The issue isn't trans people. The issue is hormone levels. If you want to make sports fair, you should go after hormone levels.
So there has to be like a hormone weight division.
Well, depending on what the sport is.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, like for boxing.
People who take steroids shouldn't compete against people who don't take steroids.
Like a light weather hormone division and then like a heavyweight hormone division.
Well, yeah, that's what I like for, like, especially for like mixed martial arts or boxing or sports that can potentially cause like serious bodily injury, right? Because I mean, like, if it's like track and field or swimming and someone has a lot of hormones versus someone who doesn't have a lot of hormones, it doesn't make that big of a difference. You might get like a little bit more of a performance boost, but
some would argue it does.
Yeah. And that's up for scientists to argue. That's the main thing. These people shouldn't be arguing this. These people know nothing about hormonal levels in science and athletic performance. They're not kinesiologists. They're not experts in this. Trump isn't an expert in this. And the part that irritates me is that he's saying that he's protecting women in women's sports while also getting rid of all federal grants which give women scholarships to play sports at universities. So this fucking myth that Trump is saving girls' sports while getting rid of all scholarships for girls to be able to achieve in sports and then get a higher education because of it is fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
This is just the politics of hate. Trump hates trans people for some reason. So they deal with the consequences by making women's sports worse and making life for trans people worse as well.
Yeah, because it doesn't include everyone, the fact that they're kind of just including people and like pushing them away, especially people that have trained like years and years. It's kind of a disrespect of their training and stuff like that. Like as as a girl or a transgender girl, they both equally train as hard.
Yeah.
So they should equally. Obviously,
and it's also an insult to cisgender women. It's literally saying like, "Oh, you're weak and frail compared to these like huge, gigantic trans women," which isn't the fucking case. There's the big argument about the Olympic boxer who fought against a trans girl and lost. She put up a hell of a fight. Like, it was a close-ass boxing match. They hugged it out, and they're like, "You fucking beat me. You're the better boxer that day." The cisgender girl lost to the transgender girl. It was a close fight. To say that these two athletes can't compete against each other is incredibly disrespectful to the cisgender girl. If I was told that, oh, this person isn't, like, you aren't able to compete against them, I would feel crazy disrespected.
Yeah, like, to a certain point, like, can you see maybe the health risk of like, hey, like if you're going into this fight, like for example, like we're putting that example that you put out.
Yeah.
If as a cis woman is like, oh, like I might risk my life because I don't want, like maybe she is a little better, a little stronger. So do you think it's like?
Well, that's with it. Well, I mean, with combat sports, that's with everything. I mean.
But a little more like percentage of risk you're taking.
Well, that's what I'm saying about the hormone levels, right?
Yeah. I think that's
I think they were comparable in build, so that they should be able to compete against each other, right?
Yeah, no, I do agree with you on like the idea. Like I think it makes sense of like they already test your testosterone, so why not like put a categories of hormones and then go from there. You know, I think that's an equal playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
because I mean, I could also say the same thing about like if I become a UFC fighter and I get fucking knocked out or seriously concussed by someone who has steroids in their system.
Yeah.
You know. Gear? Yeah, who's on gear. You know, I'm putting my life at risk by competing against someone who's, you know, in competing at different levels than I am, right?
Yeah, so you're putting. I'm not like. Especially physical sports, like a lot of people are arguing, like you obviously certain percentage you are putting your life on risk.
Mm-hmm.
There's always like a percentage that something can go bad.
Like, that's what you signed up for.
Yeah, that's what you signed up for. But like, there has obviously not banning it. Like there has to be a responsible way of like getting everyone included. And I think that idea of like that kind of category like would make sense, and it's just more of the how people like them are like very ignorant in the sense of like, oh, like they don't even see the fact that in being is they don't even see a transgender girl as a girl. So
yeah,
it's like out of the picture.
Yeah, and because at the highest level, trans athletes do not dominate whatsoever. Like, they're just not good. Like, they're just, like, as good as, like, regular girls. Maybe even worse, because a lot of trans girls fucking hate sports because they just think it's a gross concept, let's just say. But this is just unfortunate because this is going to target 14-year-old trans girls who want to be on the soccer team and don't get allowed to do that. That's the biggest group of people that is going to be affected by this. It's not going to affect these, highest of the high performing level athletes who don't get to, compete in their specified gender and whatnot. This is going to impact little girls in Utah who want to play with the girls soccer team who aren't allowed to because their gym coach needs to check their their private parts before they let them play with a certain group of people, which is why I find this particularly disgusting. It has nothing to do with parity. It has nothing to do with making things fair because, like I said, there's more intelligent ways to make things fair rather than just having it just be this sex divide in terms of sports because it's not fair, honestly.
No, definitely.
And also, sports aren't fair. Should we ban Sudanese people from basketball because they're too tall? Oh, they're all 7 feet tall. It's not fair as a 5'11" white guy to compete against that person, right? Yeah. But sports are unfair. Like that's like the essence of sports to an extent. There has to be a little bit of
there's only 2 sports I could thrive on.
You?
Yeah.
Racquetball.
3 sports. It's either being a gymnast or
jockey.
Yeah. Only
I already know.
Yeah. So
I can see you doing the rings.
You can't be a jockey. It's you're done.
Oh, and they get paid hella good too.
Yeah, they get paid hella good. So even if your dreams were to be a jockey, I'm sorry, bro. You don't got the hype for it.
It's all good.
It's
a rich man's sport, anyways.
Gymnast, I'm sorry, bro. You're chilling. You can't be a gymnast. I mean, there's
certain sports.
Like a gym, like most of the gymnasts are like
stocky.
Short,
they're like stocky.
But they're short though. That's why they're stocky and short.
Yeah.
Like the highest, like I'm not saying like there's probably tall gymnasts, but the if you want to go to the highest level, like you have to be naturally short.
Yeah.
Because like and stocky.
Yeah. Wow, that's not fair against tall people. Fucking discriminatory.
I know you want to be a gymnast your whole entire life, but I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
My dream that just happened 30 seconds ago has just been destroyed.
I know, right? Do we need to continue this video?
No, we touched on all the bases here.
Literally drilled this down, bro. Like the way I'm gonna do to you later.
Ew. Not to mention, Trump also banned transgender people from the military, which might be just the dumbest fucking thing because why? You're over here hiring as against our foreign enemies, but you also want to fire people who are just, it doesn't get as more discriminatory than that. If you pass your tests to be physically fit in the military, you should not be fired for your race, your gender, for any fucking reason, especially if you're fucking trans. Like, who gives a shit?
True. Oh yeah. I mean, like, you really like
it's just so stupid that it even has to be mentioned. Like, it's like
no, it's
like, what does your gender presentation have to do with your fucking military performance? Literally nothing.
The fact that women are allowed to join the military.
Yeah, we'll get into more of Trump's views on diversity, equity, and inclusion. But Donald Trump is looking to, or has fired 9,000 people who are in charge of U.S. aid, which is pretty much the department which gives out funds to foreign nations who are in crisis. Pretty much the part of our taxes that goes to feeding starving kids in Yemen and preventing genocides in foreign countries, the times where our tax dollars actually do go to good places. Don't get me wrong, there's always going to be mismanagement in funds in some ways, and there's always going to be people in positions of power who take a percentage of those funds. But the way to fix that is not to get rid of all humanitarian aid in the United States. The way to do that is to audit all the money that comes in, not to get rid of every single social service, which is what Trump is doing instead of actually addressing the issue at hand. I just hate his face. He just has such a fucking dick
Turns out
face.
people do not like having the world's richest unelected man tearing through the departments and agencies. Agencies that administer our federal government.
Nice.
Yesterday, we started seeing some real pushback.
Smooth.
State capitals and large cities.
It's not been bad today. It's been decent.
We saw signs like this on an overpass in the most populous county in New Jersey, reading "Musk raided Treasury" and "Musk stole your tax data." In addition to these citizen protests, lawmakers have been speaking out, holding events at Treasury, outside the Department of Labor, today at the EPA. And after a few days of this, we are seeing that pressure works. In just the past few hours, the Wall Street Journal reported that Marco Elez, a 25-year-old DOJ staffer who was given access to Treasury files, the most sensitive payment system in the entire government, resigned after he was connected to racist posts from a now-deleted social media account. Earlier today, a federal judge limited DOJ from accessing information at the Treasury. Norm Eisen,
I was going to say, that fool's our age.
Chief under President Barack Obama. He's now executive chief of State Democracy Defenders FAN.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's probably literally just like a Twitter reply guy that Elon Musk was like, oh, you like all my comments and whatnot? Come work with me on.
Is it a mod?
Yeah, probably some dumb shit like that. But they don't have mods on Twitter.
It was a
nonpartisan watchdog group that filed.
I mean, he might be on like his private Discord or some dumb shit like that. You're right.
Data, and he joins me.
You know when you're into like private Discord, some freaky ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
like,
yeah.
No Discord like that is a good Discord.
Diddy Discord.
All the Discords, bro.
Diddy Discord.
Yeah, it's not a good platform.
No, it's just weirdos. Red flag.
Sorry, off topic, but the Discord, they have like a ranking. They're like, okay, like you're good standing, you've been sort of bad, you've been a bad boy, and then you're banned. Maybe the captions are a little off, but they just.
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, like I already know the site's freaky as hell, but like that's a little overboard. You feel me? Like.
But yeah.
First of all, this seems like a big win and significant. What did the judge order, and what was your case?
Chris, our case was that Elon Musk and others like him have no business pawing over sensitive data inside of Treasury, affecting every American, financial records, IRS records, and the judge wrote an order, urged the parties to consider it, asked some very intelligent, probing questions about access to this data. And building on the foundation that she gave us, we agreed, and she entered an order that essentially no one outside of Treasury can have access to these records. And even within Treasury, the access must be severely limited. So and now we'll have a schedule for a preliminary injunction, a more permanent relief. We think we have a strong case that this information is protected under federal law, and we're going to argue that case to the judge. But getting that order signed by the judge today was one of a number of significant wins. Trump's autocratic shock and awe, Chris, is being met with democracy shock and awe and a series of court wins in big cases across the country, proving that the Constitution and law.
Did he expect? I feel like Trump fully expected that all his policies would like pass, and like he would get to do
over time, because what he's going to do is he's going to continue to dismantle the justice system. So although you still have certain justices who are Democratic, Trump is going to do everything in his power to fund their removal. He's going to do everything in his power to replace them with justices that support his worldview, like he already did with the Supreme Court. So it's just a matter of time, unfortunately. Luckily, we do have these barriers right now that prevent this stuff from happening. But if he continues doing what he's doing, even these safeguards will get eliminated.
Yeah.
Laws can still counteract this authoritarian push.
We should just know some of that reporting today, just to enter into the record of the individual at issue here who was apparently the one with access to the most sensitive payment system. This is from the Wall Street Journal reporting of this account connected to him. Just for the record, I was racist before it was cool. The account posted in July. According to the Journal's review of archive. You could not pay me to marry outside my ethnicity, the account wrote in September, according to Wall Street Journal. Normalize Indian hate, the account wrote the same month in reference to a post noting the prevalence of people from India in Silicon Valley. So that's the.
Elon Musk is not going to like that one. That's probably why he got fired. He's probably like, oh, you're attacking the H-1B visa people.
The individual that has now been blocked by a judge's order and then resigned. You mentioned other.
He does love H1B. H1 visa people, right?
Musk, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, talked about it.
Yeah. Wasn't sure if it was with you or someone else. My other political friend.
On here.
Pretty sure my other political friend.
Yeah.
Get a good take. Definitely not you.
Never. I have the worst takes.
Wins in court, and I want to just enter into the record two of those that are important. The federal worker buyout appears to have been halted by a judge as well today. That's a big deal. It's a little unclear, though, Norm. Are you confident they're going to adhere to orders in ways they don't have to adhere to them?
Well, Chris, they're going to have to deal with some very angry federal judges if they don't.
I feel like we've hit most of the points on here.
No instance so far. Yeah. And if they
CEOs who placate to him, as well as the weird little racist people who bootlick for these people. So you're not just voting for the president, you're voting for the president and all their minions. So people need to be more conscious of the fact that it's not just Trump, it's Trump and all the fucking weirdos that get appointed.
Also tonight, the Trump administration...
I don't know why it's ridiculous. It's going to piss me off. But, you know,
it's only 2 minutes.
We're all doing things out of our comfort zone, so I recommend if any viewers are listening to do something out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Some inspirational motivation from yours truly.
I feel inspired.
I know, right? I know. Oh, one thing.
Calls it common sense. Critics call it an all-out assault on diversity. The president has ordered all federal employees working in diversity, equity, and inclusion roles to be placed on paid leave starting today. This is the beginning of President Trump's promise to roll back DEI initiatives. Here's NBC's Marianne Favreau.
President Trump continuing a record-setting flurry of executive actions with a new series of orders that aim to end all federal diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, programs. President Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, telling NBC News in a statement, quote, President Trump campaigned on a merit-based society.
She's so ugly. I hate her.
People are
Inside
hired
and
based
out.
on their skills, not for the color of their skin. For decades, the Urban League has been working to improve the economic and social conditions of Black Americans. Tonight, that agency's leaders are calling the president's executive order a step backward.
What they really seek to do is erase 70 years of civil rights progress.
Okay, but now I don't even know what the fuck is going
From
on.
the U.S. Office of Personnel Management to the heads of all
Deposit
federal
and
departments
then
and
pay it,
agencies
not at the same
outlines
time.
the president's
For something that
orders.
long?
It
Nah,
says by
fool.
tonight a letter must
It
be
just sounds
sent to
like
employees
muddy.
in DEI roles informing them that they will be placed on paid administrative leave immediately. And by next Friday, federal agencies must submit a written plan outlining how they plan to dismiss employees who are part of DEI offices and programs. One question: will it impact state universities that accept federal funding? We reached out to the University of California Office of the President, which issued this statement saying, while there is uncertainty and anxiety among many, UC will continue to uphold and advocate for policies and programs that reflect our values. Other critics of the president's actions fear that eliminating federal DEI programs will have a ripple effect on private industry, including big tech.
So here, with the federal government eliminating DEI efforts, we know that tech companies have already been moving in that direction, and we worry that this will give them further permission to do so.
Miriam Favreau, NBC Bay Area News.
So, did he actually was this approved?
Yeah, he signed the executive order.
So, what does this trickle down to?
It means that everyone who got hired because they came from a rough background rather than having the highest possible GPA score is going to get fired. In government, at least. And then, like they said, they'll see about the university system and whatnot. But this is as racist as it gets, because what DEI pretty much does, it accounts for personal struggle. Like if you grew up in a really poor neighborhood and went to a shit school, you're more likely to get a job against, let's say you came from the hardest possible background and you got a 3.6 GPA, and you're competing against someone who has a 3.7 GPA who came from a billionaire family, got everything handed to them. Instead of the person who came from having a rough background getting selected for the job, the person with the rich background will get selected for the job, because they will no longer account for your background as well as any sociological factors that might have made your life more difficult than the most privileged people.
So the way you're saying is, in essence, they're only accounting on the GPA.
Yeah,
They're
just
not
hard numbers.
Personal history of where did this GPA come from?
Yeah.
Rather than
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're saying that the most qualified person is the person who tested highest on the score, regardless of, if they were an orphan and lived on the streets and fucking worked their ass off even to show up to be in school and was working 2-3 jobs at the same time that they were going to school, that their test score is not as valuable as the kid who got everything handed to him, had a coach to teach them how to do all the test scores, and got 2 or 3 points more than the kid who had to go to school while having 2 jobs just to be able to exist. This is as racist as it gets. This is literally just trying to get as many minorities and gay people out of jobs as possible. This is white supremacy. This is textbook white supremacy. There's no other way to describe it. This is saying that, because you grew up in the richest possible background, that you're better than other people, rather than considering all mitigating factors on why people might score a little bit lower or a little bit higher than one another. Eliminating DEI is as fucking racist as it gets. Also, eliminating DEI gets rid of paternal leave, like we talked about earlier. If you're a guy and you have a kid with your wife, you won't get the days off because that's part of DEI, as well as a list of other things that DEI kind of includes. So it's not just people getting fired. Life gets worse for, new fathers who want to take the time off to spend their time with their kids and whatnot, as well as other adjustments made for, race or sex or gender or sexuality, all of these things that were adjusted to make the lives better for people who have, who are, diverse. Their life now gets worse because we're getting rid of all these things that were put into place to make life better for people.
Yeah. I mean,
the politics of hate and evil.
Yeah.
There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, because, to begin with, if they're, making this about the test, be the end-all, be-all kind of thing, who's to say this test is actually a very effective scale to, match, how capable you're doing.
There's so many people who are just shitty at taking tests, who get nervous as fuck when they have to sit in a room crowded with a bunch of other people and only have this amount of time to fill out a Scantron, right? That's not the best way to assert intelligence or resilience or perseverance in people. And to say that that's the only defining factor it's incredibly ignorant. It's beyond ignorant.
Yeah.
And it's also not, we're making our country stupider by getting rid of people who have worked their asses off to be in positions that, not just the most rich and privileged people get to be in. And instead putting only the rich and privileged people in these positions, we're making our society stupider. We're putting in less qualified people to do jobs, and we're making the world we live in a dumber place. No. You elect a dumb president, you get dumb results, you get a dumb country.
Just how he likes it.
Yeah.
Extra dumb.
Yeah, dumb president equals dumb country. And not only that, Trump also put on 25% tariffs on all of North America. So products coming from Canada and Mexico are now going to cost 25% more, as if life doesn't cost enough for Americans as is.
Is this it? This is his comment towards
yeah, and this is how he feels about us having to deal with even higher prices on our stuff. The empathetic and caring president who can relate to the common American. This is what he has to say about the cost of living going up even higher after his presidency.
The fact that he's getting off his plane.
Private jet.
Is crazy, bro.
We may have short term a little pain, and people understand that, but long term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country. Not every country, but almost. And we're going to change it. It's been unfair. That's why we owe $36 trillion. I'm speaking with Prime Minister Trudeau tomorrow morning, and I'm also speaking with...
Americans get to feel a little pain while Donald Trump goes country to country, pissing off every single other foreign leader.
They owe us a lot of money.
But us Americans, we get to feel a little bit of pain.
They don't take our farm products. They take almost nothing.
Why would he make life better for us when he could just make life worse for us?
And the fact that the tariff plan is on hold, right? At least Mexico said for a month.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, you didn't know about that? So basically, President Trump talked to Sheinbaum, the Mexican president, and they accordingly said that she's going to provide 10,000 soldiers on Mexico's side to protect the border.
Mm-hmm.
And so for now, at least, they are on pause,
mm-hmm.
as well as Canada is kind of also doing on pause of the sense of they're also, I think, gonna donate or like put in like couple mil to eliminate the eliminate immigrants, and then not eliminate immigrants, but like eliminate the like.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, limit the access.
Yeah.
To so to stop fentanyl and immigrants. So it's
by the way, you want to stop fentanyl? Legalize drugs.
Yeah. No.
Idiot.
Yeah. So that's they give a lot of kudos to the president of Mexico to like agree in the sense of her terms rather to kind of show him a show in a way of like, hey, like I'll put any type of soldiers, because at the end of the day, like it doesn't benefit anybody these taxes, and this is why he's gonna agree like this is a victory. He's gonna like his fault of putting us here, and he's like, okay, I unfucked it up. So it's a victory.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh, thank goodness my wisdom and knowledge prevented America from entering this crisis that I started.
That he started, bro. He started, you know, and that's what he does. Is he claims nonsense of he claims victories are just not there.
Yeah. And his supporters will eat it up. His supporters will be like, wow, all hail the great Donald Trump for getting us out of the tariff war that he started. Like, what the fuck?
Like this is why he's a business guy, you know.
Yeah.
He got the other presidents to like
oh, he's such a good negotiator.
Yeah, to take advantage of their like not wanting to get taxed and shit. Which at the end of the day, it was gonna hurt everybody. And to us, at least to us, we could afford it, but like to like people from Mexico, the citizens there, like they're gonna get also spiked up.
Yeah.
And the fact that
no one wins. The more tariffs you put on international trade, no one wins.
No one wins, especially here, because we don't have the infrastructure to like.
We import more than we export. Yeah. It's not like we're the number one steel manufacturer like we were in the 70s and 80s. Like America doesn't have any exports. Our biggest export is finance. Like we need materials from other countries to grow. So to put tariffs on lumber, on eggs, on food, it's really stupid.
So even president from Canada, you know, all what he's been going
Trudeau.
through. Yeah, Trudeau.
Isn't that fool resigning?
yeah. He is, but he has been putting
blackface King Trudeau.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he has been putting tariffs on all the the basic ones like wood and stuff like that they import, but also on whiskey and on he's been targeting like American
shit that we need.
No, he's been targeting the red states of what they need.
Yeah. Well, it sucks. All the houses in California burnt down, and now Trump is, causing all these taxes and tariffs. So we need all this lumber to rebuild these houses in LA, but now they're fucking 2 times, 3 times the price because the best businessman in the world decided to piss off every other fucking foreign leader.
No, yeah, like it's already now is like, even though they're on pause, like we have like. Go into your grocery store, you it's already like been seen like the prices increase. You know how much a pineapple cost at Northgate?
No.
$10.
Seriously?
Yeah, for a pineapple.
Seriously?
$10, bro. A lettuce ball, $5. One avocado, bro, like $6.
I didn't know it was that bad. I haven't gone grocery shopping in a minute.
So the fact that you're already seeing this, even though that's been put on hold, is a lot of businesses, because he's giving a lot of businesses more time to like put their prices just in case, like up. Because at the end of the day, even certain businesses are kind of stupid because they say, oh, this is a good thing for us, like, oh, like we're gonna like
for the next 3 months until people aren't gonna fucking buy shit anymore.
The fact that it's affecting your business, bro, like as a business person, if other prices are spiking, if the if materials are spiking, no one's gonna buy anything in general, you know. So like I think a lot of the reason why he wanted to put it on pause is because a lot of his own people, like the red states, were like kind of complaining and kind of turning on him on social media, saying like, "Hey, this is kind of whack. This is not what we
signed up for.
The regrets are coming, bro."
Yeah.
And it's like, you know.
It's like the red states are the poorest states too, so they're gonna be the ones hit the hardest by this.
Yeah,
so.
and it's a bit of bittersweet, like I told you so, but like it's like kind of like, hey,
it's still sad because it's like the poorest, most ignorant people get affected by
it's
this.
Like at the end of the day, we don't want any hate, and like we don't give any hate towards they're they're ignorant as fuck, but like
this is like when all the people in the red states were dying of COVID. It's like we told you so, but like, you know, it's so sad to see happen, you know.
Yeah, so it's just now it's like, I mean, gas is supposed to be like 5 or 6 if this happens, which a lot of people like before, like, so supposedly, do you know that like this was supposed to pass on Tuesday?
No.
Okay, so it was supposed to pass on Tuesday, so like the whole groceries on Sunday just like got wiped out because of how like expensive like things are gonna get. So luckily the next day they put a pause, but like within a month we'll like see where like this is heading towards.
Wonderful.
Of his own fuck up.
Yeah.
I think China is the only one that has I think it's 10%. So I don't think that has like stopped anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least Mexico. I mean,
more expensive products on the TikTok shop.
Yeah, so Mexico and what's it called? Canada are like at least at a moment's pause because he wants more support on the borders. So I think he's. I feel like I do think like he will call it like a victory in his like. Tell everybody, yeah, like this was a great plan, you know.
I think there's gonna be a serious power shift in the world. I think people are gonna realize like, hey, America is not as powerful as, you know, they say they are.
You piss the global people, like the whole entire global off, you're gonna get the repercussion.
Yeah.
You know, we're not high up there, you know. Yeah. Versus like you piss them off and then you let China be like supporting them, because in Mexico, China is investing $2 billion after this happens.
Yeah. Obviously.
Then, obviously. So like you're doing what, like you're like against like China supposedly. Yeah. So you're doing the opposite effect of what like these tariffs are supposed to, like, in theory this is how you thought they were gonna be.
Yeah.
So it's like, and like a lot of times Mexico, the president, she also said like, hey, like if you do this, like all the American companies are gonna leave. You're like we're gonna kick them out.
Yeah.
We're kicking them out, and obviously that gave us a backdoor side to China to like swoop in and be like, hey, this is a good plan to invest for the future because you don't know what Trump's gonna do later. Like this may stop, but he's gonna piss more people off. So the fact that Mexico and China are in talks as allies, it's something that, you know, people that voted for him should see and should realize like this is what your actions cost.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Trump voters are still gonna be like, it's the other country's fault, or
yeah. So I mean, everything's expensive now. So as is right now.
Yeah.
At least for a couple months before, like, maybe he says fuck it and like he'll still do it. Then it's just gonna be kind of like a really expensive way to live.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways,
move on to the next one.
I think we drilled this point like we usually do.
Yeah, that was all you. You should have changed the camera onto you.
I forgot.
Fool, you need to quit forgetting that. Because people are just going to stare at me like not talking, and that's weird.
But they can hear me, though. They hear me.
Yeah, I know. That makes it weird.
Yeah. You're right. Global news.
Dude, more crazy music with the Times of India. Times of India also has some crazy dramatic music, which we can all appreciate.
If you guys can't see me, I'm dancing right now.
The president, in an act of extraordinary friendship to our country, knowing the challenges we face in the U.S., has agreed to the most unprecedented and extraordinary migratory agreement anywhere in the world.
Accept deportees from any country is crazy.
He has agreed to accept for deportation any illegal alien in the United States who is a criminal from any nationality, be they MS-13 or Tren de Aragua, and house them in his jails. And he's also offered...
Also, any illegal immigrant, by the way, is anyone who crosses the border, or anyone who doesn't have documents. They don't have to be a violent criminal. He just said any illegal person in this country. So if your abuelo is Mexican, he might just get sent off to El Salvador to be housed in a cell there, because Bukele decided to open his fucking prisons for, undocumented Americans, or people who live in America are undocumented.
To do the same for dangerous criminals currently in custody and serving their sentences in the United States, even if they're U.S. citizens or legal residents.
It will.
Yeah.
And so the reason that we fucking hate Nayib Bukele is because he is 100% fascist. What he did was he took every single person who was suspected to be a gang member in El Salvador, whether they were or they weren't, and put them in prison. No judiciary system, no trials. He just put everyone in a fucking prison. Obviously, El Salvador has had a really bad gang problem for a really long time. But there's ways to fix that. And the way to fix that isn't throwing absolutely every single person you convict of or suspect of crime or being a part of a gang into a prison without any evidence, without any trials. And it's not surprising that someone who is such a fascist and a right-wing dictator in another country is willing to placate to Donald Trump and support him. Also, Nayib Bukele was the one who switched El Salvador's currency to Bitcoin, and he definitely is doing this to get into the good graces of the United States so that he can reap the benefits economically off of America if when all of this stuff happens. So this is a play by him to make even more money and get even richer, and to align with another fascist that has common interests as he does.
In other news, I read the caption. The caption didn't load fast enough for me to be like, other news.
What do you mean load? Notion doesn't load.
The caption of YouTube.
Light of numerous actions taken by a number of bodies of the United Nations, which exhibit a deep.
Sorry, just take forever. Oh, what a surprise! Withdrawing.
Why does he have the World Cup in the background? Where the fuck did he get that from? The U.S. has never won a World Cup.
Executive order prepared for your attention that would
withdraw
the United States from the UN Human Rights Council. Would withdraw.
I don't know if it was that.
It's because he's protecting women's sports, huh?
Yeah.
He decided to put that in there.
NRWA, which is a refugee organization.
Well, I mean, it'd be weird if it was any other country's World Cup. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would we have that? Like, that's so weird.
What's up with that pen?
In UNESCO, which is also exhibited.
That's like a really old, like,
more generally
replica of a coin. I don't know.
Oh, you would know, Mr. Coin Guy. You gotta one of these days show your coin collection to the stream.
No, I can't do that.
Why not?
Get swatted immediately.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the trillions of dollars of valuables and precious metals that I have stored.
I don't know if streamers would believe you that you have trillions of dollars.
Well, I mean, if you show it on stream, I mean, people can count.
People will be like, "Oh, it's a penny, bro. Cool."
Some of them are.
Some aren't. Okay. All right.
American involvement and funding in the UN in light of the wild disparities in levels of funding among different countries that, as you've expressed previously, is deeply unfair to the United States.
Yes. Sudan should start funding the United States. I think that's fair. I think that Sudan and Yemen and Bolivia should start sending money to the United States because the United States needs it. Do you think that's fair?
So I've always felt that the UN has tremendous
It's honestly
potential.
very fair now that you say
It's not living up to that potential right now. It really isn't.
Oh, yeah.
For a long time.
They have great potential, guys.
There are great
Yeah.
hopes for it.
Not with you, dumb fuck.
But it's not being well run, to be honest, and they're not doing the job. A lot of these conflicts that we're working on should be
He's so vague,
settled,
too.
or at least
Yeah,
we should have
that's
some
what I
help
hate
in
about
settling
him.
them. We never seem to get help.
Such a
That should
snake
be
oil
the primary
salesman.
purpose of the UN, the United Nations, and again, it's got great potential, and based on the potential, we'll continue to go along with it. But they got to get their act together.
What would they need to do, sir, to get their act together?
Well, they got to be fair to countries that deserve fairness. They have some countries, as you know, that are outliers. That
What are some
really bad.
countries? What are them? Like, he's just so, like, he's always so vague.
Or yeah, because if you're vague, you can't
be
like
questioned.
you can't be held accountable.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, I did it because I have my reasons.
Yeah.
And they're being almost preferred as countries to those that do their job and are doing a good job, and they have to really. They're going to end up losing. A lot of countries are going to end up losing their credibility, like other organizations, and then they're going to be nothing. The potential of the United Nations, and not everybody agrees with me on this, the potential of the United Nations is fantastic if properly run. So we'll see what happens.
How much money are you willing to take away from them?
Well, we're taking away a little bit, but we're not looking to take away money. This is so important that we're really, as you know, the United Nations is largely funded by us. But, and it shouldn't be. It should be funded by everybody. But we're disproportionate, as we always seem to be. But it's something that if it ever...
We are the richest country on earth. By the way, just a reminder. Obviously, we're gonna fund it more than anyone else. It's the fucking United Nations. What, you want fucking Greenland to be the #1 fucking contributor to the UN? Like,
no.
But yeah, who needs to like follow UN rights and care about people's rights when you could just you could just be a dictator and not adhere to the United Nations laws and whatnot. So.
In other news,
my favorite politician, Petro, wants to legalize cocaine in Colombia. I think this is great. I think this is what we should do in this country.
It's like
I think they should legalize Tusi as well. I think that should be more of a priority than cocaine, personally.
You know how much crime will go down?
Well, yeah, and I don't just say this for shits and giggles, but if the government is contracted to make safe and legal drugs that aren't laced with anything, they can tax it like crazy. The do you imagine how much in GDP Colombia can earn if they taxed all of their perico sales and fucking made money off of it? You make sure that they do high quality stuff that won't kill them in an overdose. You'll know that it's pure because it's the government that's making it. Yeah. Much like prescription drugs, we just happen to choose which drugs are acceptable and which drugs aren't acceptable here. And
will Trump ever do it? Do you see
Trump would never fucking do it. Yeah. Because he's a fascist. He thinks that, people should. He doesn't believe in freedom. This is freedom. You should be able to do whatever you want with your body and ingest whatever you want.
But he believes in economic gain, though.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He says he does, but look at his actions. But yeah. Also, how to stop the fentanyl crisis, Donald Trump. You want to stop fentanyl? Legalize your drugs and test all of them, so you know 100%. So the Chinese will stop putting fentanyl in cocaine. If you know where the cocaine is coming from and it's already tested by foreign governments, you don't have to deal with the cartel and the Chinese mixing your cocaine with fentanyl to make it more potent and to kill more Americans because they want to fuck up our country more. But what do I know?
Agreed.
Yeah.
This is that's crazy. It's comparable like whiskey.
I mean, it literally is. I mean, there's probably more deaths related to whiskey than there is cocaine.
Yeah.
No, there's one more.
Oh, there is
Scroll
one more?
down. Yeah.
One bad.
It's the very last one.
Ooh, emojis. What emojis you want?
None.
You get the heart.
I want fucking emojis.
You get the heart, though. You want the heart.
Oh, right here. And then lastly, very last thing we'll cover today. Israel suggested that Spain should house refugees from Gaza. This is what America is going to do, as well as all of these fascist countries that want to exterminate a group of people. They'll ask other countries that don't have the material capacity to store these people to house the Jewish people or to house the Palestinians. Eventually, when all nations will say, hey, we can't accept any more Palestinians, they're just going to genocide them. They're just going to kill them, which is, that's their eventual goal. So, this is just another one of the steps towards just mass genocide that, Israel is heading towards.
Merlin says, hey. Hello.
Who?
Merlin. Don't know.
Oh, hi.
Say hi.
Hi. Thank you for tapping in.
No, the camera, bro.
Thank you. Well, hi. Thank you for tapping in. I was looking at my co-host. My bad. Well, this was tapped into, so thank you as well. But
yeah,
that's it.
That's it. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. And then there's like, what can we do? Which is like the same as every day. Imprison fascists. Keep them accountable. Stop having them run our governments, and make everyone accountable for democracy. These people cannot be elected if everyone votes. If everyone is a part of our democracy and is included, it prevents unelected people like Elon Musk and Donald Trump and Nayib Bukele from taking power in these countries. So, yeah.
Peaceful protesting too.
And if they don't let you peaceful protest, unpeaceful protest.
Punch someone that's wearing a AC long shirt.
No, punch ICE agents. No, we don't condone violence, but
No.
if you need to protect yourself against fascism.
Yeah, record it so you can give a lawsuit. Get some
It's
money.
not how fascism works.
It'd be so nice if it did. That's how it worked.
Yeah.
Imagine fascism solved by the Realest World News Report.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
It's always been the goal.
Well, that's one of the goals. That's the first goal, to get towards like a more egalitarian utopian society. But we have to stop the fascism. If we don't stop fascism, all of that goes out the window, because they'll cut the cords to my cameras and not allow me to talk. So
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's it. Hey. Done for the day.
yeah, good stream.
Any last things you want to say to the audience?
Yeah, we'll be on next week.
To the 12 people that are watching?
12?
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, 12, dude.
On YouTube?
On Twitch?
No, that's bullshit. It says 1. Literally says
You're watching it too?
I checked. But yeah, well, 2 now, but that's because I'm on as well, and you're on, so. But yeah, if you tapped in at any point, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next week, same time. Oh, different time, actually.
Yeah, the stream's gonna start at 8 o'clock. I feel like it's just a little bit more convenient, plus the stream isn't as long as we expected it to be.
Oh, it's like 2 hours and 10, 15 at most.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Ciao.
Bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao.
Because of the comment?
Yeah. I thought you wouldn't understand the joke.
Oh yeah, I got that. This one I got.
Oh, nice Milan shirt, bro.
That's right.
That's fire.
Got commenters and whatnot. Who said that?
Oh shit, I didn't see this one. This one wasn't here. He said they might be talking about another server with HIV.
Well, there's only like...
yeah.
Oh, it says guy server, and I'm the only guy server in the restaurant, so...
Yeah. I honestly, I did not see that comment.
Well, that's because it's probably on YouTube, that's why.
Is it?
What's the username?
Chicano Warrior. Let's check before.
Chicano Warrior.
Hey, that's a dope ass name though.
Yeah,